Everybody, and welcome back to another Game Gurus video covering E3 right now. Just got the world premiere of the new Marvel's Avengers game, and I am very excited. Now, we didn't see a ton of gameplay. Apparently that's coming in the future, but we did get a release date, May 2020, and our first look at what we can expect when we dive into the Marvel universe once again. So without further ado, we're going to give you a little reaction, a little analysis. We're going to quickly talk about what to expect after the trailer is over. So stick around and let's get into it. Quinjet right off the bat.
You know that old saying?
In the Marvel sphere somewhere. Avengers Tower.
Well,
looks like some sort of ceremony for the Avengers. Okay, Avengers Day, there we go. That was some sort of shield thing.
Awesome.
Okay, first look at Tony. There's Thor.
The Avengers
looking
were
a little thick.
everything I imagined.
The whole gang is here. Classic 5. Alright, so we're in San Fran. Shit just went down. Gold Great Bridge has just exploded.
Tony, check it out. At once. Try to keep up.
Character models are a little iffy. Just my opinion, though.
This just got a whole lot more interesting.
Right, things are exploding with some blue sort of energy. Hulk is gonna jump out the ship. Yep. Classic Hulk entrance. And he looks great.
Let's make this quick. Secure the bridge. Those weapons can't get into the city.
You
That
set
looks
him
like
up.
a really good gameplay there. That kind
Bob,
of third-person
knock him
perspective
down.
behind the characters.
Thor, what's your status?
There are humans trapped, and lots of small, angry men with guns.
Is that a joke?
Doesn't look like Hydra
Thor make a
enemies.
joke?
Trying to capitalize on that humor
Cap,
that
they
Marvel's
got
so
pulsar tanks.
known for in their movies. Pulsar tech, that's what it's called. The new energy is called pulsar tech. That was funny. Oh, damn.
Tony, Thor, the cables!
Alright, so the ship is clearly
Cap,
being
what's
controlled
going
by
on
them
over
right
there?
now. Cap's on the ship, the rest of them are on
Dr.
the
Chimera, what's
bridge.
your status?
We should head back.
No, stay on task. There are still civilians on this bridge.
Oh, some sort of flying enemy here.
Reactor.
Cap, oh boy.
Damn it, they played us.
Alright. So Cap was on that ship.
Some say they were set up.
Okay, we're now post-apocalyptic here.
Others call them murderers.
Memory of
Do
those
the
who lost on
Avengers
A
pose a
Day.
danger to society? That was the question,
Tony looking
Bruce.
like a
That
hippie.
was the question.
Well,
Alright, so Cap is dead.
we all lost
And now
something
we've
that
got
day.
drones here.
But that's not how this story ends.
That. There they are. Thor, Iron Man, Widow, Hulk, Tony in space. Alright, so Cap's not back.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Alright, just before that, something huge happening. Pre-order for beta access. Okay. So, guys, looking first impression is characters look a little interesting. Not my not the interpretation I would take for characters, but in terms of storyline, we're in San Francisco. We're trying to celebrate the Avengers. I think they said somewhere in the conference they're opening up a new West Coast facility, and things go south, right? So we know that there's some sort of pulsar technology, so you can imagine the enemy faction, whoever that may be, will have access to some sort of pulsar weaponry. Here's the good news. We know that the game is an online cooperative game. We know that there's a myriad of heroes you can play, including Captain America. So I'm not sure how they're going to twist that. That could be the teaser trailer or the tutorial trailer, and then Cap comes back. He went underground. I'm not sure how it's going to work, if he's in hiding. So we do know that you can play Cap, and they said they were going to add even more characters into the mix further down the line with free DLC. So we know that those things are going on. In terms of the trailer itself, we saw some really cool combat sequences. We saw some powerful moves like the chest ray from Captain America. We obviously saw Thor throw his hammer. We saw a lot of cool spy ninja moves from Black Widow. So there's a lot of good stuff working there. If you can get past some of like the clunky writing and the bad character models. I want to quickly go through it while I just kind of freeze frame a few different things here. So right off the bat, right, we know we're in San Francisco. We got the Quinjet. We see an Avengers tower happening over in San Francisco. So that is really cool. We have another one of the helicarriers here loaded out with all sorts of red, white, and blue stuff. And then we kind of get the pomp and circumstance. Our first look at the heroes. This is what I'm kind of talking about here. Like Thor looking a little chunky, like face features looking Norse Goddish, but the body itself looking a little dad bodish. It's same thing with Captain America. I'm getting a very dad-ish feel from them. Just older characters than I would imagine them being. Bruce is looking good. This is kind of where I would imagine a Bruce Banner scientist. I think they got him down really, really well. You know, classic Iron Man jumping on the stage, pomp and circumstance, things, you know, the ego. And then all of a sudden things take a turn as the Golden Gate Bridge explodes. And then we got our first look at this enemy faction here. Looks like the enemies from the Age of Ultron. If we freeze it once Hulk does his jump out of the plane here, and right about here, I think we see a ton of different gameplay. Actually, you know what? Let's go through that really quick. Ton of different little possible gameplay clips, including the first one right here where we're behind Iron Man. This looks like the perspective of the game itself. This looks like an in-game clip without a UI. And it also looks like this could possibly be an in-game clip, right? That behind perspective. This very clearly is gameplay using his chest laser, kind of third-person perspective with a left adjustment to it. Same thing with this image from Thor here. And there's our first look at the enemies here. So they're clearly using some sort of pulsar technology. Looks like the enemies from the Age of Ultron, like I mentioned. So this is going to kind of be that Ghost Hydra faction. I love this shot right here with the hammer knocking that guy out. Iron Man is looking really good. The reflections look really good. His mask looks a little weird. I think this crest is just a little bit too prominent. And there's something with the eyes that I'm not a huge fan of. But overall, I think they nailed the Iron Man for the most part. This possibly some gameplay. Love this little bit. Boop. See you later. And then we got this kind of general-ish character, somebody clearly in charge with the pulsar technology. Still that same skull mask. Maybe a Hydra character, but most likely not. They didn't mention what the actual enemy faction is. I'm sure we'll get that later on. And then the bridge blows up. And then we all know that Captain Rogers is still on the ship, taking these guys out. I wanted to freeze it here. These guys clearly using some sort of pulsar melee weapons. I don't know if you picked up on that. I think that's really, really neat. And then Cap using some awesome moves. Same thing with Black Widow. Looks like some gameplay there behind Black Widow. And then on some sort of enemy that's a ranged or some sort of flying enemy, right? So if we freeze it at the right moment, we can see he's got jetpacks on his feet and we've got jetpacks on the shoulders. So that's definitely an enemy we're going to have to face at some point in the game. White hood, though, not a black mask from what I could tell. And then this sort of crystal technology, the pulsar technology, and then boom, the explosion, and everything goes south. So we know that the game kind of fades and we go into this post-apocalyptic world in memory of those we lost on 8-8. So this gives me a very much a 9/11 vibe as a kid who had to live through it. I can imagine what this is like, losing thousands of people, hundreds of people. It's daunting. It's a daunting feeling and a daunting thing for the game, to the scope of the game. And then we see Tony and Banner going at it, questioning the morality of what they are and who they are and what they do. It's very much in the Avengers vibe, always questioning if they're the good guys. You know what I mean? And then we have this statue of Cap. So it leads me to believe that Cap is dead, but the drone thing is what really throws me off. It almost seems like these guys are ominous, like these are bad guys. These are part of the problem. Like almost the Avengers are gone, so we need to police the world. Not sure if that's going to be an enemy faction or part of the government system, something like that. Just again, a little homage to Cap. And then Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, boom, we're back in the action. You can see the helicarrier here hurtling towards a major city. Thor's on it, shooting it back up, trying to save it from crashing in. Tony doing his work. Almost looks like that's a Black Panther character, doesn't it? Look, if you freeze it, it's got kind of the skin-tight suit with the claws, and it really much feels like a Black Panther type character. Then we have this awesome like amalgamation of Hulk. Almost kind of looks like the Hulk in a bigger crocodile-y type form. And then in this scene right here, Tony in space, hurtling through space, hitting space station or satellites. And then we obviously have the end card. So a lot of really cool stuff here, guys. Very excited about what the potential of this game is. Hard to say what it's going to be right now. I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Apparently there's more gameplay coming tomorrow at the E3 Coliseum demo. So we'll have more to talk about in the gameplay if they push it online. But for now, we want to know what you guys think. As always, leave us a comment below. Let us know your thoughts on the game. If you're excited about Avengers, if you're not excited about Avengers, let us know that too, because we want to know what you think about this game honestly and truthfully. And we'll keep talking as we learn more about the game coming out in May 2020. Online co-op, whole host of heroes, lots to unpack, lots to dive into in the near future. But for now, guys, my name is Codiak, and from everyone here at the Game Gurus, thanks for watching, and play on.